Hey folks, what's here? Welcome back to the Repel Master video, and finally we got all the details for our Altaria and Lisia out, right? We already had like most of the details out from like the teases on their Twitter page and such, but now we also do have the sync grid as well, the full sync grid. So that's pretty cool, right? So anyways, just a quick refresher going over its stats and move sets, right? First. So, oh, by the way, she is coming out in like a few days, right? At the end of the month, 29th/30th, depending on where you live, right? And all right, she has like insanely good stats. So, a 615 HP, which is very, very good. 304 attack, which is really good, even though she has like nothing to really. She doesn't have physical moves. She has attack, by the way. Dragon type tech. 189 defense, 340 special attack, 226 special defense, and 332 speed. So good defense, great special attack, and mediocre speed. So overall, like fantastic stats. And once you Mega Altaria, those stats like go even crazier. So you got, now 271 special defense and 407 special attack. Like, imagine this, like a tech unit has 407 attack, and then Braviary, a striker, has what, 252 or 407 special attack versus like 252 or something physical attack. Like, this is poor thing, man. Braviary got shafted hard. Oh my goodness. And obviously, insane special defense as well. So anyways, going over the moveset. So before Mega, it has Twister, which is a 2-gauge AoE flinch, right? Small chance of making the target flinch, 20% chance to flinch the opponents, right? AoE, 100% accuracy, all that stuff, which is fantastic. And then you also have Defog, which clears the entire field of terrain effects, clears all field effects from the opponent's field of play, so like if they have any like move gauge acceleration or shields up or whatever, so it takes out all those, which is also fantastic. And then lowers the target's evasiveness. So yeah, lower evasion, clear terrain effects, clear field effects, fantastic, right? And then her trainer move makes the opponent target the user for a short time, so it is a redirect here, and then drastically raise defense, and then raises special attack. So even with, again, I'd still consider anything over 180 defenses good defenses. But again, it's not like anything crazy, but you do get a free +6 on this, which is fantastic. And then +1 special attack, which is also good. And then your Moonblast, which is pretty funny because she is a dragon type, right? However, like I sort of predicted before the whole thing came out, I thought maybe they could give her like a flying type move, maybe they could give her a fairy type move, right? And they gave her like all three. You got like a dragon type move, a flying type move, and a fairy type move, despite being a pure dragon type, right? So Moonblast, moderate chance of lowering the target special attack, which is very good, right? And then good damage, all that stuff. This is, oh, by the way, this is 5 out of 5. Let's check 1 out of 5 because that's, I guess, what people are more used to in terms of damage numbers, right? So this is, again, fantastic. And then the sync move, Miracle Idol, Draco Meteor, becomes Mega Altaria, moves power increases, there's no field effects on the opponent's field of play, and also no effects on the entire field of play, including weather terrain effects. A bit hard to achieve. Well, it's very, very easy if there's like none at all, right? But I mean, you can just defog everything, and then like right before you use your sync move, like defog, so nothing sets anything up, and then boom, there you go, right? As for passives, you got Revenge Boost 9, so every time you get hit, you guaranteed to get 1 move gauge back, which is great, right? HP trade-off 5, the less the user's HP is remaining, more powers up moves. Pressure Cooker 1, this is really bad. Once per battle, small chance of reducing your sync move countdown by 1 in a pinch. It's not like even guaranteed to reduce your sync move countdown in a pinch. It's like 20% chance to maybe reduce your sync move countdown in a pinch. As for Mega Altaria, again, the crazy stat boosts aside, she replaces Twisted for Dragon Pulse, so it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear that for Mega Altaria, like for regular Altaria, you're generally supposed to just like Twister, AoE, flinch, defog, all that stuff, right? And then for Mega Altaria, you're gonna like attack, right? Either whether with Dragon Pulse or with Moonblast, right? Which, by the way, I wish like more units had Dragon Pulse instead of Draco Meteor. Like Draco Meteor, obviously, very very high, but then you kind of have to pick up Dauntless for your lucky skill instead of picking up extra 20% damage with Critical Strike 2, right? So, Dragon Pulse is Dragon Pulse, right? 100 base power, no additional effect, which is pretty poggers, and 100% accuracy as well, which is also very, very good. And then, nothing else really changes. That's like the only change here. So basically, you're doing damage at Mega, and you're AoE flinching at base. So let's check out this sync grid, I guess. So for Altaria sync grid, right? There's some really, really great stuff to boost your damage. For one, you got, HP trade-off 4, so you get, a total of HP trade-off, like 9, right? Which is a decent amount, right? And then you got Harry 3, so, although here's the thing that I don't like about the grid. Over here, like, in terms of, like, Harry 3, right, specifically, like, that's a good, it's a good damage boost. However, you do need to flinch the opponent, and once you Mega, you don't have flincher, you have to, like, bring another flincher. So, like, in theory, it's like, oh, you flinch your opponent, you did damage. But, like, well, if you're Megaing, which, again, is how you get most of your damage in, like 400-something special attack, right? You can't really get access to Harry, so you'll have to bring, like, another flincher. And then on top of that, you'll have to bring another unit to buff your special attacking crit, which you could easily do with Sabrina, obviously. But it's still kind of annoying, I guess. Wide open, the more the target's evasion has been lower, the more it powers up moves. A bit hard to get to max, right? A bit hard. Like, all of these are really hard. Like, she could get, like, a decent, like, really, really good multiplier, except, like, these are all really, really hard conditions to achieve, right? Not one of these are easy, that's for sure. And if you're wondering, getting hit is very easy. Well, sure, but like maintaining that HP level is really hard, actually. So, anyways, wide open, you do get -1 on defog every time you use that, but obviously once the opponent goes down, and also you only have like +2 over here without a clear view, right? And once the opponent goes down, obviously, like, you're out of defense downs on your opponents, right? If you're fighting multiple rows. Default clear view, however, does give you an extra -1 on evasion. So you could get, without, MP refresh, you could get -4, which is still nice, right? It's not the max. But you're still, getting some damage boost out of that. But again, the problem with all these sort of passives is, once the opponent goes down, that's just completely reset, right? And if you don't have, if you didn't get NPR on that, like, it's really hard to lower the opponent's evasion. Anyways, moving on to some other stuff. Twister, move gauge refresh, Dragon Pulse, move gauge, you got move gauge refresh for everything. Well, except for defog, I guess, which honestly doesn't really matter, who cares. Moonblast, move gauge refresh. On the left side, you got some, like, stuff that helps you in a pinch, right? When you come back 3, +3 special defense, or not +3. Actually it's +3. +3 special defense when you're in a pinch, and then reduces physical damage by 30% when you're a pinch as well. On the rope is fine. I don't think witty comeback's really useful, honestly. Instead of that, you could just go for, like, Dragon Pulse, Acumen 9. Because, like, if you're doing this, you're definitely using Altaria for offensive purposes, right? And a big part of Altaria's offensive build is to make sure you don't die, right? But also make sure that you're always in, like, very, very low HP range. Very hard to use this unit. I'd have to say, very, very high ceiling, but also very high skill cap as well. Or RNG cap, which is more likely. Anyways, on the ropes, Acumen here, Acumen 9 here is guarantees raise special defense every time you use a Dragon Pulse, right? I think it costs, let's see, it costs actually 1 less than getting like witty comeback from over here, right? If you like pick up on the ropes, it's actually like cheaper to like, you know, go down here to pick this up instead, right? Which is kind of ironic. Anyways, since this looks like it's really close and this is really hard, but hey, they're all both just two grids over here, right? Or two tiles. But yeah, some good stuff over there. Natural Remedy is always great. Sand Shelter, Snow Shelter, so you can run it in sand or snow teams, which is always fantastic to have that option. Double Down 2, extra 20% on your sync move if it's super effective, which is Dragon, right, in this case. Defog, MP Refresh, Defog Clearview, talked about that already. Twister Aggravation, this is a big one, right? It raises your chance, I think it's up to what, 36% chance to like flinch a single target, right? And then it's AoE, so on top of that's what, 70 something percent, I can't remember exactly. It's like 70 something percent to flinch at least one unit on the opponent's team, so that's really, really nice. Let's see, Blast on roll, right? Already very, very high chance to, you know, decrease your opponent's special attack. It's special attack, right? With Moonblast, and then you have on roll on top of that, so that's even better. And then you have Durable 9 here, which I think is pretty important because you're always going to be playing with fire here if you're using Altaria to attack. And yeah, since you always need to like keep your HP relatively low, you want to make sure that you don't go too low and get taken out, right? So yeah, personally, I'd have to say not a huge fan of how Altaria plays offensively. I do like that, you know, how she works as like a flincher or as a tank, sorta. But not so much as a striker, even though she does have very, very good, you know, I mean, well, like I guess you could like just like ignore all these multipliers and just go for like the raw damage, which is really good, right? 407 on that, and then, you know, these are, you know, decent base power moves. But like to get the multipliers, it's tough. It's really tough. So yeah, like HP trade-off is, you don't want to you don't want to do that. Yeah, you really don't want to do that. Like, you can, but it's very, very risky and not that great. I mean, Harry 3 is not as bad. Wide Open's not as bad. Again, there are downsides. There's a lot of downsides to these multipliers, man. I just wish she had like easier to achieve multipliers. But hey, to be fair, she already has like insanely high special attack. So if they made it like, you know, super easy, then well, folks could just, you know, everyone just summon on Altaria and then don't worry about like any other dragon type or fairy type strikers, right? So anyways, yeah, that's me with this one. I guess I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to my channel for some more Pro Mouse's content. Let's see, I'll be doing some more Dynamax adventures later on, so hop in the stream if you guys want, and we could, you know, also talk about some of the Datamined stuff if you guys want as well, while we're at it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.